Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats, dogs, birds in the sky, fish in the sea, hamsters in cages running on wheels. My name is Brian. It's my friend Paul.
What up?
Welcome to the KotoKai Workbench, number 170, the only Workbench podcast, live stream Workbench talk around in circles show on the KotoKai network. Facts.
Live.
Live. That's right. Remember, it was live from the Workbench with Paul and Brian, like originally, like live from with Regis and Kathy Lee, straight off the fucking boat, guys. That's what it's about. Welcome to the show. We're talking about camera mounts. I got stuff to talk about too here a little bit, but yeah, we were talking about our different camera mounts. And, I need to upgrade my top down because it's this old like steel and rubber bands. I mean, it's actually springs, but it's like it's falling apart. It's cheap. And Paul was saying that he loves his DSLR so much he wants to make sweet love to it because it makes him look as silky and smooth as his voice sounds.
That's right.
That's a callback to Alex. Remember Alex? You always said the silky smooth voice. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I have the luxury, because you've got the Arty station. I built this whole thing out of steel, and I have like areas that I can clamp to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Arty station itself probably has a couple of spots I could clamp just fine. But where I would normally set up like the top-down camera would be directly behind the Arty station, and the Arty station is pretty tall. It's probably like 2 feet. So if you use one of those architect style lamp things, it's not quite tall enough to get up and around and down. Right. So I have like one, if I wanted to do top down, I have like a little tripod thing. This thing's a little light, a little flimsy. So I'm sure I could get like a heavier duty one. It's not really built for this. I think it's originally built to like put your phone on. It came with like one of those like spring loaded clamps.
Yeah. One of those in there.
Yeah, and I have like the bigger Joby mounts, but it's just too big. And I have actually the DSLR is sitting on like a full size tripod off to the side. That's why it's set off like in this this desk is an L. So the computer is here and the workstation's over here, and it's kind of like in the corner. It works out pretty well.
Works out really well, actually.
Yeah. If I widened like the focal view at all, you would see actually like here and here. This is the edge of the monitor, and this is the edge of the Arty station. You can see how close that is.
You totally have it like balanced perfectly.
Yeah.
I have,
but it just doesn't work well because I feel like I'm always either looking over here because this is where you guys are, or over here because that's where work is. But like I just have this habit of not staring at you.
Sure. Yeah, because I mean, my camera is on the top of it clips right to the top of my laptop, so I can see the screen here in front of me, and then the camera is literally right there. So,
right, it's hard to tell if you're looking at not at me or your screen. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it is because I'm looking at the same thing. I'm looking at you. You're on the screen. Right. The camera is like literally this far away from where Paul is on the screen. So it's very straightforward.
On my DSLR, it has a pop out screen, so I can see me in my DSLR, and it shows that it's on focus. But
got you.
And mirrors
it's helpful.
The place look bigger.
All
the mirrors in the background.
Oh yeah, with the on the door. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it look like I have 15 bookshelves instead of just 2.
It does. It works. I mean, that's yeah, I just have the cheapy cameras. I don't have a DSLR. I have one, but it's not the kind that you can stream through. So
yeah,
it's just for shooting photos. And I just have a couple of those cheapy cameras. I got these things a long time ago. I want to say I got them before the pandemic, and I still roll the same two.
Yeah, I have like what is this, like the C920? I want to say C922, maybe one of the two. The Logitech cameras, and
the Logitechs. I can't remember what mine was either.
Yeah, like same thing. This one's pre-pandemic, and they were like relatively cheap pre-pandemic. Like I think I paid like maybe $80 to $100 for this one, if that.
Yeah, for real.
And then during the
$25.
pandemic, they went nuts. Like,
couldn't even get them for a while too. They were
right. I was being nice to work and bringing it in and using it because they were like, you know, all of a sudden everyone has to do virtual meetings and stuff, and you know, I work government, so it's like everything's just those like generic like Dell computers. They didn't have webcams. They had never even thought of that stuff before, and now they're like, oh shit, we got to get webcams. And on Amazon they're like $500 if you can buy them for something I spent $80 on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, I have two. I bought one for call too, like way back before, or even post.
Yeah.
She doesn't use it though. She uses her phone.
Oh, yeah. Now it's
got another member. What's up, Zach?
What's going on, man?
Well, in the words of the mighty Bruce Willis, welcome to the party, pal.
Bruce Willis. Ah, yes.
Bruce Willis.
Almost forgot.
How could you? How could you forget Bruce Willis? Moonlighting? Come on. Everyone's like moonlighting.
What was that other movie that he was in? Oh yeah, The Whole 9 Yards.
Yeah.
He's in The Whole 9 Yards. He's in Pulp Fiction. He plays a great character in Pulp Fiction. It's pretty good. Oh, what's that, Mikkel? Out there, Mr. Sumoza. Oh, and Zach Bly, how you doing? Are you still out here at the East Coast? He was at the toy show in Manhattan this week, early. And that's that. Welcome. So what I wanted to talk about, what the heck is it with people that like, so I deal with it more here because I got subways all over the place in the city and stuff like that, but like people that like stop at the top of the stairs, like walk up this 2 flights of steps or whatever, and then you get to the top and it's like barred off and there's a wall on the side and they just stop right at the very top of the stairs and like, I made it. It's just like,
or they do one of those, they get to the top and they're like, look around, okay, where do I go next? Yeah. Like, get out of the way first.
Yeah, exactly. Just get out of the way.
We took my son to Disney for his birthday like a couple weeks ago, and it drives me nuts when people are in, you know, like large groups. There's 8 family members and they're in the middle of like the main walkway and they just stop to like discuss where they're gonna go next.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like in the middle of the like, just you can't take 3 steps that way and get out of the way.
Dude, yeah. That's
You either lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Right.
Yeah, there was an old like a puppet that would do like on YouTube of, I don't know, not necessarily viral, but it was like early 2000s where it was like like very New York accent, like, welcome to my city, enjoy my wonderful, like, we love you tourists, come through and everything. There's a couple of rules that you gotta know. First rule, you're walking around, go as fast as you humanly possibly can go, or get out of the way. It's like, get out of the way.
Wasn't that what was his name? The Conan dog.
Oh, was his name the insult dog?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why am I suddenly drawing a blank?
The Rottweiler.
Yeah.
No, but it's
the angry dog. God damn, that's good.
I can't remember what it was. It was just some like puppet. It was like a Muppet.
Triumph,
the insult comedy dog. There you go.
Man, still that the episode where he visits like the premiere. I think it's like Star Wars Episode 2.
Yep.
When he visits the premiere there and he's like talking with all the people while they're waiting in line to go in to see the movie for this first time. It's classic television.
I used to love Conan, like his original late night show.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he replaced, what was it, Jay Leno that he replaced?
I
don't know. There's just never. Yeah, like he went off air for a little while and then came back and replaced Jay Leno. I don't know, it just wasn't the same. Like,
a lot of his like remote stuff was really good. Though later,
yeah,
with like when he would travel to other different countries and stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah,
a little.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had to like, since he was the main show at that point, like pander more to the wider audience.
Yeah. He was less
always
of
had
like a comedian with a late night show, but like a late night show host at that point.
Yeah. He was always a little like I don't want to say counterculture, but he was always a little like off compared to the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But
This is what I'm talking about.
The Jordan Slansky skits were pretty great though too. You have to admit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before, Brian.
No. Johnny T's NYC tourist tips.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I don't think I could share it for too long without like getting a weird strike against the show or whatever. So it's pretty funny. Look it up. Funny stuff. Conan has aged into a frightful scarecrow. I feel like he was always kind of a frightful scarecrow. I share commonality in scarecrow qualities with Conan.
Here's a fun fact for you guys: if you watch the episode or like the I'm not sure. I think like on YouTube it's broken down into a few bits, but when he visits Korea, and there's a scene where he visits like a teacher and like to learn some Korean language, and she's like trying to teach him some Korean. That's actually a friend of mine there.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It was really wild. Not like one of my best friends I hung out with all the time, but like someone like that I knew is actually my friend's wife, but like I knew her as well.
Yes, of course.
Like, but yeah, it's pretty funny. It's good. I like it.
Nice. Yeah, it's good shit. Small world, big world, small world.
Oh,
I ordered my reference books today for the Power Loader, so that's gonna be fantastic. Very excited. Much
have
wow.
you started cutting it out, putting it together?
No, not at all. Have not even touched it. That's okay. I usually get all my reference stuff ahead of time, and it gives me a chance to start looking through the books and getting a real grasp for what I can expect to see and what I'm not going to see. So I can get a chance of I don't know, like a little tea leaf reading, and when I'm going through and building the kit, I can take notes and instructions as to things that should be certain places and how I can potentially correct and make it better, all around. Aside from just fixing that damn figure, that thing is bad. I'm working on my Cerulean project, Resurrected, gigantic Zaku warrior.
Oh yeah. Was that originally the 4 horsemen thing?
Yes, the 4 horsemen build off death. It's missing a foot right now. Because I'm working on that's what I'm working on right now tonight is figuring out what I want to do with. There's the adjusted foot. I added a fair amount, as you can see, of height to it, about a half of an inch or so. By just stacking up some styrene, and then that fits in. I put a little bit of tape around that because it's like temporary just for fitting. A little bit of Gusian rebake frogman purple parts because I have like hundreds of those shits as the new heel to build up the back of it. Still have all the fun articulation of the peg, so it still rotates and slides left and right how it's supposed to, which is good. Full posability. But I got to fill in some space. It's got some gaps in it, so I'm trying to sort that out. I got a bunch of Suzabi parts from the late 90s Suzabi. I think it's late 90s, isn't it?
The original Master Grade?
Yeah, the original Master Grade. The one that's like really blocky. So I got some parts of that out. I've been cutting up some things, trying to get an idea for feel and for components to turn into other components. I got some Dom parts. Yeah, just kind of like got a bunch of different shit. Oh, and I had this idea of doing some sort of like weird Metatron-y kind of staffy deal with these. I think these are from the Toggies, maybe.
Oh, that's the cannon from the Toggies.
Yeah, it's two different cannons of Toggies, but
so was it on the left from like the no grade or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
We got I got some donor kits, as you may know. A few years back, somebody sent me a box full of stuff. I get that occasionally.
Some boner kits.
Yeah, man. Literally old ass. Like these are from what is that from? Same thing from Wing. One of those guys. Just the
Epion?
plastic is just the Epion. The plastic is just weird. The construction is all very bizarre on all those kits. But
Yeah,
they
I'm
were giving
building
me
an Epion right now.
well, it's a whole different ball game, I'm sure. What these things that I have to pull from. But yeah, so I thought this was kind of cool. Make some cool, like funky little staff. I got these whole ideas. I've been looking at like my drawing in for inspiration from Simon Bisley and Caravaggio. So fun. Very dramatic shit. What are you working on, Paul?
So I'm actually about to put all the weapons together, and I forgot about that the stupid little camera clear piece.
Gotcha.
Like, it's been so long since I took everything apart. I was like, all right, let me get the directions. I don't remember how to put this together. And I was like, son of a bitch, it's the stupid clear piece. And then I couldn't remember where the hell I put it. So it took me like an hour and a half in the room of like, what did I do with it a year ago?
It took me like an hour to find all the parts to put this stand together, to put this thing on it. I hate these stands too. They're the worst.
The original, yeah.
The OG old ones.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just throwing some silver and then some clear green on it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's simple.
Yeah. I'll be able to...
Just brush painting? A little all clad or?
Yeah, no, a little Tamiya.
Ah, gotcha.
I have the clear green acrylic. It's so small. I wouldn't normally probably brush paint with this stuff, but it's pretty tiny.
You can.
Should be
fine. I recently had some clear pieces that I painted for the Porsche, which I could pull out. It's in the display case in the other room. Because I wanted to just like do away. But I ended up using clear lacquer, clear enamel. Two different types of two different types of clear lacquer, two different brandings, and then a clear enamel. And the enamel was just, while it's a pretty color, like was just like ended up being thin as holy fuck, like way thinner than I imagined it would be. Like I expected it to have like some kind of like body, but I'm used to painting with acrylics, so that's like
the enamel was thin.
Yeah, the enamel was thin, but it's clear enamel. It's candy enamel.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I was thinking of like the stuff we get here, like the testers crap is pretty damn thick.
Yeah, and like it doesn't get thinner over time. Like if anything, it should get thicker. So, yeah.
I have
it's an alcalad enamel. Okay, yeah, those things are pretty, like even their lacquers are pretty thin.
This is but yeah.
Like probably the first model I ever put together was like the testers car models that came with a couple of paints and a paintbrush, and like the paintbrush was the texture of it was like fishing string.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like fishing, it's nylon for sure. It's really bad. Yeah.
Oh, and there's no thinner, and like as a kid you don't know. Like I didn't know what the hell you would thin enamel with.
Gasoline. That's what we used to use. It was gasoline for the little testers, square jars.
It was just brush strokes. I don't even know if brush strokes is the right term for the texture that comes out of that.
Yeah, it's thick, dude. That's what I was talking about, that GB on the podcast the other day. The GB I built, the new one I built, was kind of like a remembrance of that old one, which just had the thickest fucking paint on it. It's just so thick. But I felt good about it at the time. It was pretty cool. I think I was like 11 or something. So.
I might as well have like dipped the whole car model in paint. And it would have probably came out with
it off a little bit.
Yeah, man, just dip the badge. Is that so? Zach out in Michigan wants to know. Zach down in Florida, is that the RG Epion you're building?
Yes. The end. My laptop is sitting on top of the box, and it's all in pieces. I mean, there's nothing I can really show you. Here's one of the wing parts.
That's legit. No stress.
But if he or you guys or anybody wants to watch, I'm hopefully going to be live building tomorrow. So that's what I'm getting ready for at the moment.
Nice.
Just getting all the parts ready.
Afternoon, evening. What time are you going to be doing your
Probably it'll be afternoon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
around, like,
you usually do it in the afternoon, right? Because
yeah, these days,
You're-
yeah, around 2:30.
you'll usually go
probably.
live when I'm at work, so I'll always like pop you on, put you in the back, you know.
Yeah, I start my commute at
participate.
I leave the spot at like 10 to 3 usually, and then I skate, and then I'm on the subway, and then I'm on the commuter train. By the time I get out of the tunnel, it's usually like 4 something. So I don't know if I would be able to catch all of your show or all of your event. Call it an event. How about that?
No worries. Yeah, I was actually like, it's not something that I was planning on doing this week. I almost kind of like forgot that it was coming in, and like I had a package come in yesterday, but I was out of the office yesterday, and so like I got it today. I remember there was a kit in it. It was like I remember like a kit and then some books, and so I was looking forward to checking out the books, and I like totally forgot what the kit was, and I put it in there, and then opened up. I was like, oh yeah, should probably like live build this tomorrow maybe. So okay.
Sure.
Yeah. That's the plan. Today was a pretty cool day there at the office because KotoBukiya reps came, and so I was able to kind of hang out with them and
cool.
Meet. Basically, they're there like to see the place and then like go out for lunch and then like have like a meeting kind of, and I was able to join in with all that. So
cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
Are they like US reps or?
One is from the US office, from like Koto US office, which is like, only has like a couple of people like on staff.
Most of them don't have a lot. Yeah.
And then the other one is from the Japan office, but she was like American.
Oh, okay.
And but just works at the Japan office because she can speak Japanese and
nice.
Lives over there. I think is kind of what I understood, but
sure.
That's all right. For my job, one time I had a whole like a bunch of city officials come and look at something that they were trying to buy that we had like the first of it in the United States. So they were from some I don't know exactly, like just outside of Tokyo somehow, and there's probably like 20 of them that came, and so the company that brought them, when I was talking to them, set everything up, I was like, all right, do you have like a translator? Because you know, obviously I don't speak Japanese and no one here speaks Japanese. The only words I know are, you know, probably words no one wants to hear from anime. Yeah, we'll be fine. And the guy had like this really deep Southern accent. He's from like South Carolina. I was like, all right, whatever you say. And so 20 Japanese people show up to look at this thing, and there's not a single person that speaks both really fluently. Like they had one person who took quite a bit of English in school, I guess, but it wasn't really, you know, fluent. And they're wanting like technical questions. They're like, how many liters a day of this chemical do you use? I'm like, we don't even use liters, so I don't know.
Oh man.
Oops. Yeah.
They were super nice though. They brought gifts and
oh, they brought for Adam and I, they brought these kits. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like for this past year, it was like the 70th anniversary for KotoBukiya. So they made these. They made model kit versions of like the KotoBukiya building, like the office building.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
And like I don't remember the event, but there was like an event anyway. It's not something that they sold, I think, anywhere, you know, online or any stores or anything. I think it's just only at like this event or something. But cool. I'm not sure if they sold it online at all. Anyway, they brought a couple for Adam and I, so that was cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Tell them like, hey, I'm going to use this to make a diorama with a Bandai kit hiding behind it.
With the Bandai kit. That would be good. Zach maybe knows who it is too.
Zach. Yeah, Zach's Galactic Toys Zach. You don't know.
Yep. So there
Zach,
you go. So maybe
Zach
he must have met them as well. Yeah. We didn't really talk too much about anime, but I did get like from talking about like some of the products and stuff like that, I did kind of get the sense that she is a bit of an anime fan.
Nice.
Not Zoids though. Like when we were talking about the Zoids kids, like she did mention a couple of times, like I don't really know that much about like the Zoids series. It's like, oh, yeah, me either. But
Yeah,
they're cool.
Doesn't stop me from making videos about them.
I know
True,
nothing
that's
about
true.
it. Like I think
There you
we
go.
actually talked. I think Pabs was the one that told me that it was actually from some kind of anime or something. Like I had no idea it was even
Oh, yeah.
Zoids.
something you could watch. Yeah,
Mm.
Really? Oh,
yeah. I
'cause it
mean,
was
like,
on when I was little in the 80s.
right. But keep in mind,
then-
like I got into all this stuff as an adult.
Oh, right.
I didn't want. I
Right,
don't,
right.
The only anime I ever watched as a kid was like Voltron and Pokemon,
Gotcha.
and I didn't even know those two things were considered like anime. I just thought they were animated.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're just cartoons or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know there was a difference between Voltron and He-Man.
Mm.
Well, I mean, there is and there isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was like a full-grown adult with a kid that I was like, "Hey,
Mm.
now's a good time to get into this."
Hey, man, better late than never. It's fine.
Yeah. Not trying to attract the ladies now, so it's a good
Oh,
time.
It didn't even. I was. It didn't matter to me. I guess a little bit. I remember because like when I met Colleen, I was really, really into skateboarding. So my whole life was like skateboarding and metalworking and doing that kind of thing. And then the skateboarding kind of slowed down as I got a little bit older, and the metalworking thing and the whole shop space backed off, and so I got smaller and smaller. And then I picked up scale modeling again, and I was like really into it. And she's like, "Why the fuck? Where did this come from?" And I was like, "Well, you see, when I was 7."
Yeah.
one of those sort of dealies. Oh, Julius, that's right. Julius popped in. 1 second to say, I want to say this to you, Julius, real quick. Is that I'm going to the storage unit, and this is one of the things that I'm going for. Yeah, it's the Julius project that is in crate number 5 of all the crates. So I will be picking that up again, and I will be contacting you to get that project going. It's long overdue, and I've been feeling it. Let's see.
This is confusing having multiple Zachs here. I was reading it,
Yeah,
like, what is he talking about?
yeah, different. Yeah, on Mikey Wine's Gundamonium's stream, I assume. Confusion is easy happen, especially like here, Zach with multiple Zachs, and like, yeah. We're lucky there's only one Brian out there in the world, right? Yeah.
Mm. That's true.
Never heard of another
Yeah.
one.
Just nope. Never. Never, not at once. Wasn't one of the Beach Boys named Brian? I don't know.
Sure.
Sure, man. Whatever, old guy. Whatever, boomer. Fuck yeah. I'm not. I mean, I am old, but I'm not that old. What to do about this? What to do about this?
Perfect.
I really want to like utilize as many of these old things as I can, but like also maintain, just so you know, utilize old plastic and not like throw it away. Make something cool and new out of it, but like kind of maintain the same stylization that's already baked into the warrior. Like I've changed some of it, like I extended all the arms and the legs and all that shit, which changed the geometry of it, but it still has all the same elements, I think. So
When you have those like hollow gap, or like not necessarily hollow, but anyway, when you have like the gaps that you're talking about in the armor that you want to fill with the detail parts or whatever, just stuff some putty in there and just make it look like cloth.
I suppose I could do that. It's not really my style. I think I'm gonna leave most of it open, to be honest with you, and not really add detail parts in there. But what I want to do is work on the leg here, and extend some of this lower armor elements. Kind of like see if I can't. I've got these are out of the Epion, right? I just skinned that component that kind of like works in concert. Those shapes are sort of similar. It's going to take a lot of surgery to get this and this to go together well, but I'm going to give it a shot because that's how you do it. I think I got a good space. Like it looks like the spacing is going to be good. I just kind of have to make some creative cuts and they'll go together, and maybe that'll fit nicely. So that's all I can do.
Creative cuts.
That's what I'm gonna do. Just like a DJ.
Well, I was gonna say it's more like freeform jazz.
Okay. Listen, I know you like that Atlas Gundam, okay?
I saw that picture he posted. Like
not my thing.
every Facebook
Yeah.
thing was on there about that Master Grade Atlas that you posted, Zach, and like every single comment was like, "That's the high grade.
What?
You should know that." I was like, "Oh my god!"
So what? Like
You posted
today or like yesterday? You mean?
Yeah, yesterday, the day before, you posted the what was it? Like the
You're like new real was it Master Grade Atlas when? I think it was, right?
something along
I
those
said
lines.
like what happened to the Master Grade Atlas?
Right.
go.
So
Yeah,
I saw a couple of people, like it was on like some of the community Gundam pages on Facebook.
Someone
take
shared
that-
it to a Facebook page.
Right. And, and then all the comments were like, "That's a high grade HG, duh." Jesus.
I hadn't seen it on Facebook at all. I actually thought it was really funny because like just all the replies on Twitter, like there was I don't know, like 1 out of like 30 replies got the joke, and like all the rest were like actually serious, or like, oh, you know, like serious unserious replies to the question of like what happened to the MG Atlas. They were saying, yeah, Bandai trashed it in order to make more Stray kits or something. Like, thinking that I was actually complaining about it.
Yeah, I just said no, thank you, which is fine because I'm not worried about it.
I understand. I'm not going to expect like every single person on Twitter to be up to date on like a video that I posted 3 years ago or something at this point. Right. But I mean, it was a nice kind of inside joke. I mean, I think for those people who do remember that April Fool's video.
I don't remember it well enough, apparently.
I love the fact that it's still getting them.
I just think it's funny that people take everything super seriously on there. Like, God, if you want to get some Gundam people worked up, talk about like potential Master Grade releases, and
that's actually very on topic to a video that I'm gonna be working on tomorrow. Actually, it's gonna be about like possible releases for the RE100 line in the future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think we were talking about that last week, right? Like, because I was asking you, is RE not a thing with full mechanics? You explained to me that like RE is UC and full mechanics is non-UC, but essentially it's like the same line.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was that got me on the idea of making the video. Now that you mention it, yeah, I mean, I don't recall, but yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or was it 2 weeks ago?
It might have been, yeah. Sometime I remember we had like discussion because
I think that must have been like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
It was when what did they just announce? Master Grade. What was it? The
narrative.
Narrative. I was asking if you thought they would get an RE from narrative, because you know in the past we always got that, especially on the Vercall line, you would get an RE to go with it, but likelihood is slim.
Oh right.
Yeah, like when we got what did we get? The double Zeta, we got the Bawu and the Hama Hama.
Yeah, the Hama Hama.
Hama Hama.
I like the Hama Hama. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Okay, here's. Oh, let's see. Okay. Sweet Baby J says, "I know how to get Gundam folks worked up on Twitter. It's so easy." Zach's seen it.
Oh yeah.
They're all so serious. Why so serious?
Yep. You got there's like a handful of people on Twitter too who are like have a pretty big Twitter following, and like I follow too. I mean, like I don't have any problem with them, but it's just kind of funny like how so serious they are, like in like their discussions with people online about like Gundam related stuff. It's like, man, wish I had that kind of free time.
I wish I had that kind of brain space, like
free energy. Yeah, exactly. Like that shit. That is taxing. That is
I-
physically taxing.
I just find it funny, like every time they announce a master grade, whatever it is, and I get it, like, a lot of times they'll announce something that we've seen, right? Like, how many RX 78s can we get? I don't know, but they'll get so pissed off about it and worked up, and then they pre-order it.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Great Barbatos.
Oh man. I wonder if like after posting that, I'd have to ask tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna ask our customer service people. I'm gonna ask like, did you guys get any emails? People asking if they could pre-order an MG Atlas or RC yesterday?
No, I said I was for the Barbie.
Yeah, I would be too. In theory, I'm sure it'd be cool.
Yeah, in theory, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down.
I actually think that would probably make, like, whether you like the design or not, a cool kit. You know what I mean? Like, especially the frame part of it would probably be pretty cool.
Right, of course.
All
No, to your point, Paul, like the other thing is that, yeah, that's pretty much like become a meme for us, like between Adam and I, because whenever we talk about that too, we're like, yeah, people are going to complain about this and then they're going to order it. But the other thing is that like some of the few like negative things that I've seen, like reaction to the narrative so far, the other thing is just like people saying nobody asked for this. It's like, okay. Even if they did something like that a lot of people were asking for, like the MGG self, which I feel like is just like sort of like almost to tequila level and like it's just become a meme at this point.
Yeah,
exactly. It's so far out.
But even with that, I mean, like, yeah, there's a fair amount of people who are like very visible online who want it. But I mean, like, if Bandai actually announced it, there would still be people complaining about it too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hands down.
I would be willing to bet it probably wouldn't actually do that well either.
Oh,
Yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not
Like
it's a pretty funky design.
Well,
It
and
is.
it's from a series that didn't really do well either. And I think people do forget that, like, I don't know what the percentage is, but something like 95% of Bandai's business is in Asia. Like, you're
of course,
a really small market that
Yep.
I don't want to say they don't care about, because that makes it, I'm sure they do care, but they're not, it's not their priority.
Which is kind of, that's usually my thinking, like when people get to be complaining about P Bandai, and it's like, if you try to tell someone like, well, it's no use in complaining about it. They're like, yeah, well, we have to complain and let Bandai know so that Bandai sees like the like blowback online or whatever, and like, complain with your dollars and just don't buy stuff. And it's like, number one, people are just going to buy it anyway. So, and even if a bunch of people in the US don't buy it, I mean, that's like you said,
I'm sure Bandai is just roaming around Twitter looking for American trolls and how they feel about their kids.
Yep.
They're up late at night, man. I'm telling you. I'll tell you, I love those ones too. Bandai's losing a lot of business. I'm like, yes, please tell me more how the multi-billion-dollar company should take advice from you who make what exactly?
G-Sub Perkabet? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of good reason for Bandai to make it, even if it wouldn't be like the most popular mobile suit ever. I mean, but yeah, that there would be people online talking about like the G-Sub, saying like, why would Bandai make this Gundam from this series that was awful and totally flopped instead of making X whatever?
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right. Where's my Master Grade Kshatriya?
Yeah.
They make it.
Yep.
It doesn't make it, but it gets made.
Yeah. Go ahead and spend what would you say one is now? Like $700-800 on an Ellen.
Oh yeah.
If you could find one with all the parts.
I have to remember. If I don't remember, make sure you guys remind me next time another MG gets announced. I'm gonna post again whatever happened to the MG Atlas Gundam. I'm just gonna make it a tradition every time they announce a new MG.
We shouldn't be hard. It's about once a year now, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. You guys might have to remind me because I'm gonna forget between now and then.
Right around Christmas time. What would we get? Is it 2 this year? Because we got was the Zeta 2023 or was it 22?
I think the Zeta was January. Yeah.
Okay.
January or February, because I think the MG SD came out in January and then the Verka was in February, something like that. So we had them all like back to back, like December, January, February. I think like the MGEX Strike Freedom,
yeah,
the MG SD, and then the MG Verka.
I like the EX Strike Freedom. I have to get one of those.
It's a good looking kit. I'm not like a Strike Freedom fan generally, but it's a really good looking kit. Yeah.
The Tech Furies, people act like they own the business board and have inside info on analytics. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. I guess it shows their passion, right? I don't know.
That's why if people want to know more about the kind of behind the scenes business side of it a little bit, they should watch live streams, Adam and I.
Yep.
It is a lot of just answering people's questions about like, what's your favorite master grade, stuff like that. But there is also like, we do also get questions.
Do you guys just like pick something random out every once in a while? Like when this person asks me, when I get the next master grade question, I'm going to tell them like, whatever, like the fourth one in the line. That's pretty obscure at this point.
Yeah, I think there's been like a couple of times where I've just like said just like the first thing that comes to mind or something. I mean, just to like throw out an answer. So I'm also the kind of person that I don't like have like a favorite mobile suit design, a favorite MG.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like have favorites. I don't know.
I would imagine like from a pure like assembly point of view, that would be pretty impossible for you at this point. Like how many master grades would you say roughly you've put together over the years? Like
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like there is a bit of that where it gets to be where they just kind of all blend together.
Yeah,
a bit. I mean, like it would have to be so stand out in order to like really stand out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, there's ones that I mean, like if I actually went back and put a lot of thought and effort into it to like try to rank them at least into like some kind of like tier list or something, maybe sort of like.
Yeah.
It's just like way too much effort that I care to put into for something like that.
Sometimes it works out too where like I think some of my favorite, forget even what grade, like but kits that I've put together, there you go.
Yeah.
Were not necessarily like the design I love the most. Just like something about the kit I thought was great, like whatever the technology or how they hid seams or whatever it was. And I'm like, damn, this is a great kit. Like the Justice is like that for me. Like I thought it was a great kit. I only love the Justice per se, but
so much clear blue.
Yeah.
Great for kit bashing.
That one had a lot of stickers too, yeah.
Maybe I believe I threw them away.
I don't blame you. But yeah, and then conversely, there's like designs I love that the kit is not really all that great.
Speaking of Reconquista NG, there's a lot of those. A lot of great designs where the kits didn't come out so good.
Right. I love the what Zeta is, or it's not the Delta Plus from Unicorn, like the gray Zeta-ish design looking one.
Where are you going with this?
The kit is just it's not great.
Which kit are you talking about?
The master.
Zach's getting all defensive and shit.
I am, because
why?
I built that kit like years ago, and it was like before I was doing anything on YouTube. And I remember loving the kit and not having any issues with it.
I don't have any issues.
It's got a bit of notoriety, notorious reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, at least like from what I remember of the kit, it feels like completely overblown. But I don't know if you.
I didn't hate it. I didn't. I just didn't love it. Like from a kit perspective, it was like, okay, it's done. Like,
well, so what I did
one way or another.
Recently, I don't know, earlier this year anyway, the kit got reprinted, so I got another one, and I'm planning to kind of revisit it. and kind of like, I don't know if you saw, it was like a couple years ago, I did that like with the RG Shinanju,
Oh yeah,
because it had like such a bad reputation. I was like, okay, I'm gonna revisit this and see like just how bad was it. And I also did that like with the RG Zeta as well, and so I'm gonna be doing that with the Delta Plus.
I did the RG GPO one, and I really did not like that kit.
Paul, just stop now.
It was so the
I
whole
did one.
I could
top of that
take
test
one,
piece,
but now
like,
you're
I
just going
couldn't
too
get
far.
it to stick together. I was like, Jesus, this is annoying.
But I had issues with the Mark II. Yeah, the Mark II was bad.
Isn't that one known to be like pretty stable?
Yeah. Now I know you guys are just messing with.
But hold up, no. Seriously, I have that one. I have several real grades. I'm probably never going to build any other one than that one that I built, because, and here's why they aren't good for me, and why I didn't necessarily like it. Kit was amazing quality. Everything went together fine. Even the weird like cloth bands you have to cut to go around the hoses and everything, that all worked out really, really well. I have decals for it. It's 160 decals on a real grade kit. It's fucking insane if you wanted to go that route. But the thing about it that I didn't like is that it is smaller than my hand is by far. And that is the main problem that I have with it, is that when you hold it up against my hand, it's about this big. And I have a hard time doing stuff with little kits like that. So that's why high grades and usually aren't for me. And that's okay.
Yeah. I hate
Well, can confirm the RG Epion has a lot of really small parts too.
Yeah, I just like, I mean, I can fuck with tanks and stuff like that, like little finicky bits here and there, but it's a different kind of little finicky bit. Like,
you should try the, I mean, if you ever feel so inclined, Brian, try the RG Sazabi though, because it's a bit bigger. It has some little small bits in it, but like I love that kit. It's really, really nice.
That kit went together really nice, and like for such a big kit, it like moved around a lot really well.
That's why I like when people ask me like which is better between that and the Verka, because the Verka is also pretty good reputation, like pretty well known to be like one of the best MGs too. Honestly, I prefer the RG just because like
Makes sense.
Both of them like look really good on the outside, and both of them have like a quite like pretty complex construction for their grades.
Right. Yeah.
But like I like the fact that with the RG that because it's smaller, it doesn't weigh so much. You can actually have a bit more freedom, like with the posability of it. With the MG, it's just really heavy.
It's huge, dude. Too.
Yeah. The MG is probably like more of a presence, like as a pure model, like just walking by it on the shelf, you're like, whoa, damn, look at that thing. But yeah, the real grade's probably more enjoyable to build.
Yeah, that's usually what I tell people. I was like, if you just want like something that's just gonna stand there and look nice and be really impressive, then I get like the master grade.
Yeah.
But if you want to do more with it,
talking about working with the old parts here from the OG master grade Sazabi, when I built this, I went directly into building the Verka Sazabi, straight through that whole thing. Yeah. And then I got my Infinite Dimensions resin kit, and I started sorting out all the parts and kind of sorting that thing out, and then I put it all away in boxes.
You're like, never mind, F that.
And there it has stayed there.
Yeah, that's where mine is too.
That's a daunting kit, like that, and the Hainu from
I have that too, man. That one I ain't even started.
What did they change their name to? What was it?
Yujia Land.
Yujia Land. Yeah.
Because I mean, like I know Chris generally builds pretty damn quick, and for him to have taken, what did he take, like half a year on that kit or so?
It took so long. Yeah, he did 2 of them too.
Yeah,
that's probably why. So it took twice as long. But yeah, it's so many parts. Miguel even did a bunch of work on it.
That was well, I mean, not that. I think that was his first resin kit. I don't know if
he really he ran at that thing full speed, like blast off style.
That's quite a lot of masking.
Yeah, we got Jui. Okay, yeah, so you're right. Okay, so Jui, I believe it is. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, no offense. The Grimoire, Red Beret, good shit. You can go with that. That's actually a
Yeah,
pretty good.
well, he said all
high
the
grade.
IBA. That I think that's
And
what
IBO kids.
I got
IBO
into the hobby like right as IBO HGs were like rolling out, and
They
I feel
were.
like that was a great time because like something new was coming out like
Yeah.
every couple weeks, and they were dirt cheap at the time.
Right.
Like you could get a nice HG IBO kit for $15.
Yeah.
And they were fun to put together. They had the little inner frames. They were you could really like swap out a whole bunch of stuff between different ones.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with the base ones.
that was a good
I built
time.
a really great roadie. Built a really great, like super great custom roadie, landman style. I did a really awesome. What was that one? Roe? Maybe.
Are you? Yeah,
The like bluish color one.
Yeah. Maybe it was it Roe? No, was
It's like
it
a blue gray, or
I did
Or
one.
are you thinking of like the real generic suit they had? Like it was like maroon and with a gray chest.
No, not that one. The one I did was it was shit. What is it? Man, it's been a while. I have the books and shit too. Doesn't really matter. I don't need to go that deep into it. Anyways, a bunch of those kits, they're really, really good. The only ones that I had kind of issues with was Carta's her grays. Like it never wanted to stay together.
We got together like before this, and we were like, let's go through some of Zach's old videos and just see what kits he loves.
Carta's grays never stayed together for me for whatever reason. The Julietta is a really nice kit. It's great for kit bashing because it's just full of shit to use. But what's going on? What's going on, Zach? Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, other Zach, that was that was right about 15, 16, I would guess.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because that's when I started actually getting into like Gundam proper. I was into other mecha and shit like that prior, but
But now I'm trying to think of like what kits I've built that I thought were shit, just so I can.
I really want to do. So I found really awesome fan art for. It's the one that they turned the grimoire into, right? Because the grimoire is like the pink one, isn't it? And they turn that into the one with the horn. Grimgird, yeah, it has the one that has the horns.
Yeah,
the big sword.
I liked what was the pink one with the?
Oh, you're talking about the Helmut Rankar?
Yeah, the Helmut Rankar. Thank you, Zach.
The Flauros. I liked that one.
Oh yeah, the flowers is pretty cool. The Risei. Go.
Oh, I hated the Wing Zero, but the what's the fancy model of it? Was it the high res? Wing Zero custom?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I like getting the thing to do the double cannon shot. Like it took me like 45 minutes, and I was like, I'm never taking it out of this pose again.
Yeah, getting that kit to do anything, period.
Without pieces just falling off of it.
Yeah. I've seen some.
Don't get me wrong.
I think it's Matt on Twitter. Matt. I think is who it was that has like a beautiful build of that, which is like the one reason why I thought like has some potential, but. Because I mean, like the kit, like when it's painted, because that's like one of those kits that's made to look like really good without painting it, right?
Right.
The high res, but it looks so much better when it's actually painted. Because like his is really, really nice.
That is one of those kits that's meant to be built, put in a pose, and like just put it behind the glass and don't really mess with it again. It'll look great, but it's not something you take out and mess with and.
I'm pretty glad to see that hopefully, at least from what it seems like at this point, that the high-res line is basically gone and dead. So I hope it stays that way. That's one of those...
The Astray, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, that and the God Gundam also was like kind of all right. Being a fan of G Gundam, I'm happy to see anything G Gundam get some appreciation, but...
kind of got swapped out for the EX line, kind of. Like that's
as
similar concept.
Yeah, as being like a high end 100 scale kit. That was the thing. Like with the high res kits, I just felt like for the price. I mean, like it's like who wants that? Like, if you
Yeah.
really want to spend a lot, then
Get a figure.
Yeah, get like what's it? Metal build.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna see if I can find that real quick, and I'll see. Yeah, it's like, how come I can't click that? What the fuck?
So much time.
Oh,
Awesome. Yeah, the Hemwood Reinkar art that I had was this like crazy knight dress up kind of thing of it, where it was like had like tapestry shit going on and all this crazy extra embellishments on the armor. That was really awesome.
They need to do a G Gundam reboot, make it like Build Fighters Divers.
Well, that might be good.
I think the only reason G Gundam is good is just like the silliness of it. I'm not sure.
oh yeah, no, it's totally just like a feel good
Yeah.
show, like a comfort show.
Yeah. I think they just leave that one alone. Like
Yeah, no, it's definitely got like like part of like the feel good aspect of it. It's like that 90s vibe to it. I think that even if they tried to like recapture in some way, I just don't think it would.
They'd never be able to do it. Yeah,
I think they'd have to change so much of it too, because like I don't know if you could get away in
absolutely not
current times with the Tequila Gundam and
on the metaverse stuff, Zach. Like there's I don't even plan on. I'm planning on skipping a couple of the kits. Like, I don't plan on building all of them, but there's a couple that I do want to look at. But to be honest, like not having built them yet, I mean, my mind could change once I build them. But like at this point, I feel like very, I don't know, nothing I'm like super excited about.
That's the thing that didn't it just air today? Was the first episode? I saw it on YouTube's like Gundam info page just a little bit ago. Because I didn't realize they were doing something until today. I didn't even know there was a new Gundam series or whatever the hell it is. I don't actually know.
The stuff that I saw from Gundam info was like Seed.
Yeah, there's the new trailer for the new Seed movie.
Yeah,
that I saw. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw that it was out here.
Here you go, Brian. You can put that out.
Oh, sure.
First of all, I'm just looking for Matt's build of the high res, but on another note,
it's pretty fantastic.
I love his build of the unicorn here as well.
Yeah,
with the silver psycho frame.
That is a cool look. Yeah.
This is sleek.
Very, very clean.
Nice.
I'm not built the EX, but God, did I hate the MG. Especially, I built the Phoenix, and that's one of my least favorite kits for sure. I like that as well, though.
Oh yeah, I have to imagine that part of the reason is probably just because you paid as much as you did for the MG Phoenix, and then it's just like terrible.
Yeah.
Did you strip it or
no? So my plan was to strip it and paint it and everything. I built it and I was like, no, I don't want to touch this kit anymore. Like it wasn't, but for me, it wasn't the price. It was just it wasn't enjoyable. It was a lot of little parts, and they didn't design that kit to be plated. Like the tolerance is tight enough as the unicorn, and then they just were like, oh, let's plate the thing and make it the Phoenix.
Not at all.
I like that color
legendary
a lot.
Yeah, legendary level build there. So good.
Yeah.
Have you guys looked at this build in depth before?
No.
It's got like such amazing greebly detail in it, and like a lot of really cool like little details. It's based off of a kit from there's a old like how to build Gundam or how to build Gunpla. I think it's just like before they were like commonly using the term Gunpla even. I don't know, but it's like an old book. It's like how to build Gundam, and the cover the cover feature build on that book. Here's his. I really love this one too because I love the gradient on the backpack.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Nice and smooth.
I like his
1 second.
his tones, like his.
Zach Bly, yeah, you can link as much as you want to. If it doesn't go through, Pabs can help you out with that.
Oh yeah, and this he has so many great builds. This body camo on the Canon.
Yeah, it's subtle. It's nice. Freehand, pretty tight.
Just wish I could find high res. But anyway, that build of the RX-782 is based off of a custom build that was done in that same way of the old 160 scale, like 80s, just no grade 160 scale.
Mhm.
Here's a work in progress on it. So that's what he used for his build as well. But I mean, like it's one of those where like there's hardly any of the original kit like left in there.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's just like some of it, but it's so super detailed.
Yeah, fantastic.
Let's see.
Pabs helps no one. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more searching. See. Oh, here it is.
There it is,
Go. Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, it looks really good. With
It does look really
some.
Especially I don't know what it is. That kit I love. When people put decals on it, like something about that just brings out all
I
those.
like it when they put decals on it. Well,
Oh well, yeah. I mean that's fair for anything. And I love that blue.
He changed the colors, from the original kit. Yeah. Oh, this one too was another one. Pretty sick open hatch.
Yeah, that was a great kit. I really enjoyed building that, the Double Zeta.
Yeah, that's one I almost bought because I'm not a fan of like that style of suit most of the time. But,
yeah,
like,
I don't love the design, but the kit was just good. Like it's not something I'm too into.
When I saw it in public and like had it in my hands, I was like, I kind of fucking want this fucking thing.
Yeah.
What is going on? What happened to me?
We're praising Matt. Yes, we are.
Hey Miguel, we were just talking about you and how you stormed into the Yaoland High New. Like a I don't know, like a lusty 20-year-old into a frat party.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. You can see the book. That's what it's based off of.
Hell yeah.
That guy. Matt.
Those must have been resin kits because Pavs showed over did someone say resin. I don't know if we said resin 2 times in a row.
Need to add the second Matt in there. Maybe not. I don't know. All right. Anyway.
Cool. Stuff.
He do be lusting hard. Yeah, that's correct.
This is true. Oh yeah.
Thus concludes my presentation.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Everyone, let's give Zach a round of applause.
Any questions?
Okay. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. I had to wait for the glue to cure. That's right.
Oh no.
Jesus. Here they go again.
I assure you, Pabs is building right now. He's just busy. He got family shit he got to do too. So he's got a little baby man.
I don't know. He's probably playing video games.
Maybe. I mean, whatever.
Was he playing Life?
Actually, he might be.
P or something?
Oh, Life of P. Yeah, he was playing Life of P for a while there. He was editing the shit out of the podcast that drops here in a couple of hours. Thank you, Chris, for putting in all your hard work because it was a slog. We were talking with, or we're coming up. I can talk about who it is because it's just that doesn't really matter. But we have a conversation with Joel Stone, everyone's favorite Kugumpla, and Dave Goldfinch of On the Bench from Australia. So, talking about the follow-up to the conversation that we had with Zach, actually.
I can smell the spiciness.
It's not even that spicy. It's actually really, really
Yeah,
good. Dave and
I
the
know.
boys were down on the bench. They're really copacetic. So that wasn't the issue. The issue, I
Mhm.
mean, if there were any issues, it would be the IPMS guys up in everywhere.
Well, that and Joel too. I mean, I know
Yeah.
like he's much like less spicy when he's like just actually like talking, not just like
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have some great conversation, and it's a really great talk. There's some cool stuff that we talk about that you guys will be interested in seeing and hearing about. So make sure you check it out here in a couple of hours when it drops all over the world. We have a cool cover picture for it too that I'm gonna put on the gram. It worked out really well. I'm super stoked. And it isn't just my head photoshopped on some weird like modern art model, which is good.
I'm out.
Sorry, Paul.
I'm out too. Will one of you guys run to the garage for me? I really can't be bothered.
In a refill.
Oh,
Hello. Just like called to my son. Wake up! Go to the garage.
you think that's gonna work? I don't know. He's a little young for that though, still, isn't he?
Nah.
He could, in theory.
Right.
I mean, like obviously, I'm not gonna like
Wake him up.
to make him get me a beer, but I think the problem, like in theory, if I were to do so, the problem would be that he would be scared to go to the garage by himself.
Oh, I respect that.
Yeah. So
I was a very thin child, so I had a bunch of irrational fears when I was young. So it was very slight. It wasn't until I got older that I got real crazy. He was such a nice boy for so long. What happened? Let's see. Pev says he's working on the DM Exeus backpack currently. There you go, Paul.
Listen, bud, you don't have to Dungeon Master X. You don't have to worry about me. I have no right to talk about anyone else's building, not building, or speed. I will shut my mouth.
Back with the new flavor.
Yeah.
no, with
Or
the
more
same
of the
flavor.
same flavor. More of the same. What are you drinking tonight?
Lombard.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Kona. I've actually
definitely on those Publix 2-for-1s. Or BOGOs.
bingo. I was just gonna say it was a BOGO, and yeah, I mean, I feel nervous about trying anything that's not IPA,
Oh,
but they're all right.
Oh, yeah. They're drinkable.
I
for
roll.
sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I drink a fair amount of the Big Wave
Mm.
from Kona. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
It's like a summer.
one box of these, which is the Island, the lager, and then the other box that I got was a mixed one. So I think it has some of that, and
Nice.
Yeah.
there's a couple of different.
Is
ones.
the Big Wave one like the kind of slightly coffee flavored one?
No, it's
No?
it's more like, it's almost more like a Belgian actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Belgian fan, but it's got that kind of like mellow wheat ale almost vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's like a golden,
Like a
lager or something, like golden lager or something.
Keystone kind of.
It's like a natty light, buddy.
Keystone. Yeah. 4
It's a
for
little
$2.50.
It's a Milwaukee's
boys.
best.
Man, every
All
time I
day,
see
dude.
someone drinking like natty light, it's like at the beach or something like that, and I'm just like,
Right.
really? Why are you doing this to yourself? I need to hit him with that Michael Jordan the gift.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop. Stop it.
Good times though.
I mean, yeah, it was in college.
Yeah, exactly.
When $4 got you a nice buzz.
Mhm.
Oh,
We used to have this like it was a bar or a club, but they did a lot of shows like back in the day, and what was it, Thursday nights they would have dollar PBRs. And
Oh,
when I
yeah,
first started
buddy.
going there, it was like before that became popular. So they were the dollar tall boy PBRs. And then like over time, the dollar tall boy PBRs became like the dollar regular can PBRs, and then it became $2 PBRs, $3 PBRs, and by the end, it was like $5 for a PBR. I was like, it's not good. Like, I don't know if you know this, but it's only good because it was $1.
yeah.
Like, I would have drank anything for $1 at that point. You know,
It's like
it could
drinking
have been
Narragansett.
Bud Light, it could have been Corona, it could have been Coors Light. It was $1.
But maybe
Might as
not
well.
Natty Light.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like at that point, I would just like rather just go spend like $5 on like some what's that fucking Boone's Farm?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Probably not even $5. I mean, that's like probably like $2.50 or something. I don't know. But just go and like drink that in the parking lot and then go into the bar.
Just slam that
Yeah.
malt. That quick buzz.
Yeah, I was never. If I was gonna get Natty Light, I would just get High Life. It was
Yeah. Or
right about
Champagne.
the same dollar amount.
or
I mean,
nothing.
the champagne of
Or
beers.
nothing. Yeah, champagne of beers.
Champagne of beers.
High
Yeah.
Life's fine. I mean, like if I had to choose like
Of all the,
one like dirt cheap beer,
yeah.
Oh,
It's
sure.
better if the can is camo too. I'm not really sure why, but it just
Yes.
is.
absolutely.
Used to Miller Genuine Draft in
Sure,
like
MGD.
the late '90s. Okay.
A
I'm
little bit before mine.
yeah. My parents got there were some parties or something. A bunch of beer got brought over and was left at the house, and so it sat in this old fridge for like a very long time. So the cans were the MGDs. I think it were the MGDs, or was it the High Life? But they had the crinkle can where it was like a corrugated can all the way around, so it wasn't like straight round. It was like faceted all the way around. It was pretty crazy. That shit was delicious. When I was like 19, my parents were like, "Well, you're gonna be drinking. You just stay home." Okay, thanks, parents.
Where's the fun in
I
that?
didn't have that, but
Haven't decided what kind of parent I'm gonna be yet in that regard. I have some time to think
Gotcha.
about it some more.
you do, yeah. So does Paul.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I got at least another 10 years to think about that.
My
think
parents. Go ahead,
I
Paul.
think I'm pretty hard on like the no until 18. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be like 16. Like, yeah, go ahead and have a beer.
Oh yeah,
No.
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 Mm-mm. Same.
18 or 21. That's more debatable to me.
Well, yeah. I never really had like, for me, never really had like any kind of like talk or discussion with my parents about it, just because like I didn't drink like in high school, and like the friends that I hung out with didn't drink in high school.
Right.
So like it just wasn't like really an issue.
Not a
It just
thing.
never really came up. And then like in college, like when I would come home from college, like if I was going out to drink or something like that, it wasn't ever like oh, you have to do this or whatever. It was just like
Right.
just don't drive. Like,
Yeah.
Smart about it. Good.
yeah.
My parents are pretty much the same, and I never really drank much around them. Like even now, actually, I'm 35, and I still like won't really drink much around my parents. Maybe
Don't
if we're
really
out
wanna
to dinner and I want a beer, I'll get one. But
Yeah, I think my dad enjoys having a beer together because he doesn't like drink much. Like like when I was growing up too, like I would see my parents drink like occasionally, like at a restaurant, like with dinner.
Yeah, right.
And, like that was it.
Yeah.
My parents were not the kind that would just like drink at home or like go to parties and stuff like that. So it just, like, wasn't.
Yeah. That's why that beer lasted at our house for so fucking long, because they never drank it. Nobody drank anything. So
Yeah, there would always be. I feel like there was perpetually like a couple of wine coolers in our refrigerator because like my mom would
little
buy, like,
Bartles
a stack,
and
then she would
James.
have- yeah. You buy a
Sneaking.
six pack, drink one, and then the rest are just like sitting there for the next year and a half.
Yep.
I started drinking like really young, but we used to drink shit, man. We used to drink like Smirnoff Ice and like Bacardi Raz and Bacardi Green
Nice.
Apple.
Hell yeah.
Were cool.
Hell yeah. I was drinking that shit probably at the same time, but I was in college. You were young.
I mean, to be fair, I did bring up Boone's Farm, but I didn't ever go into drinking like I guess there was a time that I did enjoy. I think it was like when they first came out, like the Bud Light with lime.
Bud Lime is, we still get that. That's a staple here in the house. It hangs around.
Yeah. I don't really like it
Refreshing.
anymore, but I did like
Sure.
it for a time then. Yeah.
They had another one for a while. It was like Bud Light, like Harvest Wheat or something. It was similar to like Shock Top, but then
Gotcha.
Budweiser ended up buying Shock Top, so I guess they probably just stopped it.
Yeah. Yeah, they just shut it down.
Got over it quickly. Yeah, I got over it. You know, never, but that's fine.
Yeah, Dewey, I drink a lot of coffee. I haven't had like a drink to speak of. Like I've tasted, my wife likes wine and stuff, and she'll be like, "Here, taste my wine." So I've had like a little sip of wine here and there, but it's been about 3 months since I've had a drink. So doing pretty good, feeling pretty good.
Good deal.
Yeah, man. Physiology's turning around.
Mm.
To my beer belly and love handles and all that stuff that I built up from all that rampant calorie intake.
Yeah.
I assume I'm also losing weight because my liver is shrinking.
Nah.
Be like several Hannibal Lecters off of that son of a gun for a while. Fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Just black coffee for it. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about that in the office today. It's like our customer service. So one of our customer service team is burning a candle, but when I went into the office, at first I thought it was coffee. I was like, "Who's?" Because it had like a really sweet, like it smelled like somebody made like a K cup of like some like really sweet like caramel macchiato or something like that.
Cool.
It's like, "What coffee are you guys making in here?" She's like, "Oh, it's just my Kindle right here." And we got to talking about like coffee, and we both agreed. She was like, I'm just really simple with my coffee. I just take it black. It's nothing fancy." I'm like, "Hey, black coffee is the fancy way. Like that's what you drink like when you are a like proper coffee drinker, and like all this like super sweet crap's bad."
Yeah, I know it is.
If I make my own coffee, it's black. I don't like milk though. I generally at all. So that's kind of out. And
yeah, I don't drink milk either.
I don't know. I prefer it like bitter than sweet anyway.
Oh yeah.
Occasionally I'll spring for like a Starbucks or something, but and I will. If I'm going there, I'm not going to get black coffee because I don't particularly like their coffee. But
really?
Coffee's pretty bad. I drink Death Wish coffee.
I like
Brian, you got me on that. That's what I have at home. Yeah.
It is fantastic. Roasted upstate Ithaca. It's New York. That stuff's great, and I drink it black. So here's my little story about coffee. Tuesday morning, I get up to make coffee and get the day going, and I'm rinsing out my coffee carafe in the sink, and I'm swirling water around in it, and I pour the water and the whatever like leftover coffee is in there out of it. And as I'm like, flourishing away from the sink, I graze the corner of the coffee carafe on the corner of the sink at the perfect harmonic frequency to break the coffee carafe. Which was tragic. I have a 14 cup coffee maker, so I can't just order a replacement carafe off of Amazon. I have to order it directly from the company.
Oh shit.
So in the process of ordering it directly from the company, I realized that the app that I was ordering shit through was auto-filling the wrong shipping address, and the custom limited run t-shirt that I ordered the night prior was going to be shipped to my old house in Brooklyn.
Oh.
I do not have a good relationship with the landlord and the super there. They're just really terrible people. And so I was like, ugh. So coffee carafe is on the way. And I was able to contact the company and get my shirt order corrected, which is good. So it's kind of a blessing in sky is very silver lining to the breaking of that shit. But I've been French pressing my coffee for work, and an entire thermos of French press is
Takes a while. Yeah.
not really, but it's got some gusto.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I make French press on like the weekend sometimes. Yeah.
it's nice, right?
Yeah. But on the weekdays, I'll usually just grab an energy drink because
Oh, whoa.
it's quick and fast. And like for coffee, I would prefer like iced coffee over hot coffee because it's hot as shit in Florida. And
Man, hot coffee. Hot coffee all the time. Hot coffee in the heat, hot coffee in the cold.
No, I can't do hot coffee either.
Ah,
and it makes me feel like really dehydrated for whatever reason.
Really?
I feel like I need to.
I will chug
also
a hot
think about it.
coffee.
I'm drinking a black. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel. I get that like cotton
got
mouth
issues.
feeling. I'm like,
I got issues. I got cotton mouth all the time anyways. It doesn't.
So yeah, I'll usually grab an energy drink on the way into work, which is probably also completely terrible for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm rotting my teeth and my kidneys, but
Yeah, I would worry more about all the extra fun stuff that they put in there. Most of the stuff is just a little bit. It's not a terrible amount of caffeine, honestly, but it's like all the extra vitamins and the other fun things. that they put in
the
there.
volume of caffeine is like the least of, you know.
Yeah, it's not the issue.
If I do stop at Starbucks, I'll usually get a quad espresso anyway. So like the volume of caffeine is not.
Mhm.
That's what I got. That's what I got today when I stopped in. I bought because Julio was working with me, so I stopped and got Julio a large red eye, and I grabbed myself a quad shot to go along with my French press thermos full of like very, very thick.
So
That
you're
last
buzzing.
cup out of the thermos is like just full of silt. It's just like so. That's good though, man. Oh, it's good. Delish. So I think I got this thing figured out. Ta-da!
What is that? Like the front of the foot originally?
This is not. No, this is part of the shoulder. So this is the shoulder.
Oh, okay. It's the blue. Okay.
It's
gotcha.
the inner component of the dissected shoulder. Just glued it together, cleaned up the seam on it. But it will be now, Paul, right on top of part. I get my sneaky fingers out of the way.
There you go.
And then it does fit inside the leg too. So I can sit down inside.
There you go.
Yeah. So far, so good. So this is where I'm moving toward. And I cut out the inside because I need to cut a little bit more out, it looks like. Because this is where the foot rides into. And this actually will need to sleeve over the fucking connection point there. So this comes down inside. Line it up right. It's not glued or anything, so it needs to still kind of catches a little bit. It needs to ride over that guy right there. So it's a little bit wider. I wanted to leave it enough meat so that I had room to take it back instead of it being too thin. It's always the worst is when you make it too thin and then you can't add to it. So
Zach is asking if New York City is a little rougher than it was last year.
what do you mean by rougher?
Isn't it like some murderous hellhole where if you just
no, not at all.
where if you just walk on the street, you're gonna
No, man.
step
The
and
only-
poop, get mugged, and then get
what
shot?
they're
Well, I mean, if you walk on any street in any city in anywhere in America, you run the risk of stepping on poop. It doesn't matter where it is. It can be country town, middle of America, Iowa. You're gonna walk on horse shit or cow shit or whatever, goat shit or God knows what. Or if you're in the city, there's gonna be dog shit or rat shit or people shit or whatever, just because it's what you've got the most of around. And there's no public bathrooms because why would we want public bathrooms for anything? You know, that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world under civilized control. Like, there's no way they can do that here. Wow, yeah, right. Yeah, don't go to Tokyo.
Not a lot
So
of
you mean,
garbage
like,
cans there if
drug
it makes you feel
use?
better.
I don't know, Zach. I don't really. I mean, there's a lot. Like, cannabis is really legal in the city in both New Jersey and in New York. So there's lots of people that smoke cannabis kind of like everywhere all the time. I even see people like rolling up things to smoke on the train. It's pretty wild to see in public, but at the same time, it's completely legal. And they're not like, blowing smoke on the train or blowing smoke in the face of people. But like people shooting up, I have no idea about that. I haven't seen any of that. I am in the city every day, but like I'm not everywhere in the city. I'm sure that that's happening, but I don't see it. I have never seen that personally. I've never seen anyone ever shoot up, and I've never seen anyone smoke crack in New York. I've seen people in Iowa smoke hella crack and hella meth all over the place, but here in New York, no. It is not the way it goes. And I'm sure that I'm sure that it does happen in places, but it's not like around. Ooh, here we go. On topic of modeling, Miguel Crespo asks, has US USAGs announced the new contest yet?
Don't bother me.
Fantastic answer. I like it.
No, yeah, I meant to this week, and there's one day left in the week, and I don't think I'm gonna have it ready to for tomorrow. Ready. So that is postponed to next week, even after it's already been postponed like over a month from when I originally wanted to announce it.
Postpone Malone. That's what they're gonna start calling you. Postpone Malone.
Yeah, sorry.
From the Port Authority. Well, the Port Authority is always kind of a sketchy zone. There's a possibility that kind of side over there, Zach, is a little bit rough. That's like a lot of transit. The convention center's over there. Like Javits obviously is right near there. Like if you go farther south than that, it's all like galleries and like artist lofts and shit like that. And then like farther farther inland is what Hunter College is also right in that right in that area too. So there's a lot. I think the Fashion Institute is over there too on that side, right in that area, right near the Port Authority. So like you got a lot. It's a huge mix. It's really like almost block to block. And Julio and I were even actually talking about that today, because now I live out in New Jersey and I used to live in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And towards the end of the pandemic, it was like, there was a shooting or a knifing every day or every other day. And within like, a couple of blocks of where I lived, you get kind of oddly desensitized to it, because you realize that how many people there are between you and that. And the likelihood of you interacting with it is actually really, really low because of the amount of people. The frequency is actually not incredibly high, even with that kind of like, shootings and like, robberies and shit like that happening. Paul's like, Paul's a New Yorker.
This is Florida. We kill people. It's fine.
Yeah, like a lot, actually. Yeah, New York's actually really, really safe. Like the city,
I don't know,
especially.
I mean, I'm
upstate not so much. Upstate is
like
way more violent. Upstate
per capita violence. I'd be curious.
Yeah.
But hold on, I'll be right back.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oof. Have you seen those videos on YouTube where it's like a guy will do like a walking video where they just like kind of walk with the camera, but like through like some like really bad like parts of like Philly and stuff like that, where it's just like you're just walking down the street and there's like people like shooting up on the sidewalk?
I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I would like, I'm not gonna say like I recommend it, but I mean like it's interesting in like a sad way,
Well, yeah, an interesting way to see. Yeah, that's just Midtown. Like the garden's right there too. Yeah, 4 blocks from Javits. Yeah, right in there. That whole area is real weird too, because so the Hudson Yards came in, and that's where all of that, like the Hive and the big performance centers and shit like that they put in over there in that whole green space, that used to be houses for people, and they kind of eminent domained and kicked everybody out and made it really, really expensive over there. So things in the city, like politics in the city, have caused a lot of really messed up things to happen. And then they don't really do a whole lot to help A lot of the people that are out there, like people with mental health and stuff like that, their thing is like, I'll throw them in Rikers, which is not good because New York City cops aren't exactly known for being the best people. Yeah, it's tough, man. What you got, Paul? How are the readings? Are we gonna come up with the that sapphire blue crystal this time, or
Well, green. Well, you can't not see
There you
that
go.
no matter. I don't think it matters how close I get there.
no? Impossible.
We're good. Dry as I could put it all together. And then we are. Well, still got a decal and flat coat, but we're just about there.
Okay. I remember in
out there.
2018 at Anime NYC, Shane Wong, Daft Robo, was out here, and he was staying with Dumpla Geo. They had like a Airbnb that they rented, and it was near Javits. It was north though, north like a couple of blocks from where you were, Zach. I think they were on 40th, but it was like there it was. I remember them talking about it. It was like their building itself was like actually pretty nice that they were in. It was like reminded me a little bit of some stuff that I had seen like up in Minnesota or like Green Bay, Wisconsin. But like it's actually staying in East Rutherford for New York Comic Con. Is that in Jersey? That's got to be Jersey. But yeah, where they were at it was a nice spot. It was like, it was a small little Airbnb apartment, like really kind of like, New York shit. But like the buildings around it was like, you had a guy sleeping in the doorway of one building and like stuff like that. It's kind of like New York for you, baby. Yeah, Jersey, he says. East Rutherford. I'm gonna find that out real quick. Wifey would know because she's a Jerseytonian. But if I don't use a map. Oh, straight up. Oh, you're right up by Secaucus. Cool. Yeah, I go through Secaucus every day on the train on my way to the city. Cool. Yeah, you can just hop on the NJ Transit from right there in Secaucus, Zach, and just by the Jets. Yeah, you're up at the Jets. Yeah, is that Jets or is that Giants Stadium?
They're the same.
They're the same. Cool. I saw Tool play there in 2006, something like that. It was a while ago. Right after I came to the city. It was rad, dude. Kicked ass.
I don't know. I'm more of a Perfect Circle guy.
I have seen a Perfect Circle too. I saw a Perfect Circle open for 9 Inch Nails. That was pretty kick ass.
I'm just messing.
Hey, listen, buddy. Try me, okay? Listen, buddy. All of a sudden, I'm fucking Dennis Miller guy.
No.
Hey, Toku, what's up, kid?
I know a band
10,000 days? Yes, Zach. Yeah. What's up?
I know a band that Paul is gonna know.
Yeah. What's that?
And because I dropped the reference today when we were talking with the Kotobukiya reps, because we were talking about Mega Man.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We were talking about like the Mega Man kits, and I was saying like, yeah, I don't really know. I haven't built the kits, and like I never even played the games. It's like the most I know about Mega Man was there was this band that I liked a lot in high school that made a song about Cutsman, and that's about the extent of my knowledge. And I'm hoping that you know what I'm talking about, Paul. But I'm gonna guess maybe not.
That does
Give me a
sound
second.
familiar.
Give him a second. His brain's a little old. We're getting old in the year. It takes a little time for some
Yeah.
stuff to warm up.
I mean, the song was called Cutman.
Cutman, yeah.
It's all right.
Cutman.
You
I
let
had
him down.
I had my hopes, but it's fine. That was a little tune by Horse the Band.
Where's the band?
Neither of you guys
I'm gonna have to look that one
on
up.
Horse
No,
the Band, huh?
Zach's like, what the fuck?
No, it's understandable. I mean, like they were like a relatively like pretty big like post-hardcore band. They were like really well known because they were like the first like post-hardcore band that was really well known for using a lot of synthesizer and especially using a lot of like Nintendo themed stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because you said Mega Man, and I thought Anamanaguchi, but like that's 8-bit. You may not know that either. That's from 2000, like 2008.
What?
What was I listening to in 2007? 2008, probably a lot of
Brian. What's the Anamanaguchi?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that is, but it's not due to the year, I wouldn't think, because like the song that I'm talking about, I don't know, probably came out like 2005 as well. So like,
sure.
I mean, but
I mean, if it's like using, or even if it's a theme like that, but I'm curious.
2005. I graduated high school that year.
I want to say that's about probably when that came out, I think.
I was listening to...
You're listening to like Arcade Fire or something, probably, right?
Oh, 2005. When did Pierce the Veil become really popular? It was like 2006, 2007, maybe more.
It has some good jams. That was one of those bands that like I enjoyed the music well enough, but I did not want to see them at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe Dance Gavin or Omarosa at that point, I guess, would have been before Dance Gavin Dance, yeah.
What
Johnny Craig?
That lady that used to be on the Trump TV show all the time?
Yeah. Anamanaguchi is from New York City.
No, see, there you go.
And they're
only hip to Midwest stuff, please.
2011. So they're a little bit later.
2005. That probably would have been a lot of like local music too. You know, when you think you're like know everything before it's going to get popular.
Oh man, I was past that point at that time. I'm older than you guys.
Oh,
they have a song on Scott Pilgrim.
Boys Night Out.
World.
Boys Night Out. Yeah, there you go. Man, my roommate in college was obsessed with Boys Night Out.
Well, 2005 would have been the second album.
I think that was
the Story album.
The Trainwreck, right?
Yeah.
Is that a Jeff?
Yeah, that's the album.
Yep,
he even like because I went to art school and he was in the painting department.
Yeah.
But he did like a performance piece that was like based off of that.
Yeah, because that album is a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one entire story all the way through.
Yes.
It's what was that other one that some other band did that?
Album.
It was like way more hardcore. It was about like
there was a lot of like that was kind of like a trend like at the time. Like I feel like Monin also had a concept album that was kind of similar, but like that Trainwreck one was like the one that was kind of like the most like narrative driven. I want to say like Dredge also had a kind of like
Dredge baby.
Oceana. What was this? The album was called Birth Eater. It was like about getting an abortion from like all points of view.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
you mentioned Dredge, Zach. I listen to Catch Without Arms. Like even almost to the day, I will still put that on occasionally for a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah. There's a lot of brand new.
Oh yeah, I'll roll some brand new as well. Why not? I'm just listening to Circus Survive.
I like Circus Survive.
Yeah.
Seisen, Chiodos.
Did you know that?
Oh, wow.
You guys see that? I think it was earlier this year or last year that that kind of collaborative side project, The Sound of Animals Fighting, did another like live show.
Oh.
Maybe it was last year. No, it was earlier this year. I don't know.
What was the super band? Owls and Glaciers.
I don't know that one, but it was a kind of similar concept.
Yeah, so that's the guy from Chiodos,
Okay.
the guy from Pierce the Veil, and
Mm.
Johnny Craig from Dance Gavin Dance and Omarosa. They got together and made a super band.
Mm.
Big head update next week. Excellent, Jeff.
Nice.
We will look forward to seeing you on the show.
Yeah, it was 2005, man. And like your typical emo pop punk, and then transition over to screamo and hardcore. And
Dude, I was going through so many transitions. I moved from Iowa to New York that year, and like all the crazy shit that was going down in my world at that time, and like just like not having a real good connection with a lot of shit and just being like kind of lost. So it was very different for me. I came into the city and I started listening to like a bunch of crazy shit like Dipset, because like me and the guys were kind of loosely associated with them. Just the people I ended up like coming to the city and living with. And other fun things like Ugly Duckling, which is this crazy hip hop group out of California. And they write like weird, fun, lighthearted shit. Mina Good Song. You guys ever heard of Mina Good Song? Like Phenomena, but Mina Good Song. They're lighthearted. It's almost like Backpack, but not like Kanye Backpack. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of who was.
When you're talking about New York, like like underground or like a hardcore New York, did you ever listen to 10 Grand?
That sounds familiar.
Oh god, that's who it was.
But I never like owned any albums or like had anything that was like I put it on regular rotation.
Check it out, or I'll see if I can find, because like I say check it out, like it's gonna be easy to find, but I'll probably have to like search a little bit to find something on YouTube. But I'll try to find something and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, drop me a link. That'd be cool to check it out.
I'm pretty sure they were in New York if I remember correctly. Really cool.
That first little period in time here in the city, I also saw Buckethead.
Yep.
At BB King, which was kick ass.
Yeah. It was. That time was a weird. Bright Eyes.
Oh yeah.
Want to love her, I don't have to love.
There was what he had like the two. It was like not.
He had another
like
band.
Two albums,
too.
right? It was like two separate bands that put out like albums at the same time. It was Bright Eyes, and then like what was the other one? It was something. What was it? It's a Connor Oberst, right?
Yeah, he had another band. I just can't think of the name of it.
And like one was like acoustic style, one was like electronic style, right?
Yeah. Bright Eyes was like really slow.
Yeah. The electronic one was like a lot sort of similar to Death Cab.
Yeah.
Kind of like in its electronic tunes.
I like Death Cab. What's his other band? Oh shit, I can't think of the name of it.
Oh wait, I used to know this too. I don't know anymore though.
It was like the electronic. Same singer from Death Cab.
Hey, Zach. Good night, Jeff.
Thrice and Thursday. I was big on.
But you guys ever listen to the Silver Jews?
No, I can't say I did.
Really? Oh, that's more like early 2000s, like 2002. Cheats. That's just depressed rock.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I can send you the full album. I love that when you search for like a band and there's on YouTube and there's just like the full album. It's all not a playlist, so you don't get ads in between, but just a single video.
What else? Eyes Set to Kill. I was into them for a while. That was maybe after. That was like probably like more like 2008. I liked Dashboard because they're from local to me. And what was his Further Seems Forever?
There was that, and then he had the other that was also kind of a little bit more kind of electronic side project that he did after that as well.
Yeah,
remember that? What was the name of it?
God, Chris Caraba, that's his name.
I remember the songs. Dark Blue was like the
Oh no,
single off
that's
That's something different.
yeah,
Jack's
that
Mannequin.
is
That was different.
yes. And
Yeah.
what was
But there is another one though too.
what's his other band? Shit.
Hmm.
Constantine with a K.
All right.
That's not it. I don't know that.
I used to
No,
know
no,
a guy
no.
named
That's
Constantine.
the name of this. Oh, Something Corporate. There you go. That's the other. That
Oh.
Jack's Mannequin and Something Corporate are the same singer.
Hmm.
Here we go.
But Chris Carrabba had a couple of different bands. Like I said, Further Seems Forever was more like the emo screamo style one, and then Death Cab was like all acoustic for the first couple albums, and then he had another one that was like, I don't know, like a little more butt rock kind of stuff. I can't think of the name of them though.
You know, a band that I don't know if I would have liked if I like maybe listening to them earlier, but I really liked a lot, especially like around like 2013 was Tesseract.
Yep,
It's really good.
Yeah,
Super good.
like I said, it's just like everything from like 2004 to 2010 is kind of just one big time frame to me. I can't remember exactly who was Sleeping with Sirens. Those names are so stupid. Think about it. I like A Day to Remember.
I still listen to A Day to Remember.
Yeah,
Like
they're from Florida as well. They're from like Ocala area.
I'm thinking also Make Them Suffer from Australia. They're pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
They have some good jams, some good albums.
I think the only band from Australia that I know, or at least that I know of that's from Australia, would be Thy Art Is Murder.
Yep.
They're pretty cool. I never really was like super into them, but like the one album that I had of theirs was cool.
Right on.
I don't even know if they like made that much more than that, but that's pretty good.
I'm sure the internet will be able to tell you all that you desire.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Have I told you my story about seeing Devil Wears Prada?
No.
Oh.
Brian may know what. Well, I don't know if you may know at all, Paul, but you know Cornerstone Festival.
Yeah.
You guys know what that is?
Oh.
It's big, like it's Christian music festival, like in Illinois.
Oh.
There was a band that I had no idea was Christian. I remember when they first came out because they were like relatively hard, and I remember watching a video of them play there.
It's like, anyway, there was like a lot of really cool bands would go there anyway. So like, especially at that time, it was just
right.
There was a lot of like really good bands that were also Christian bands, but like
sure.
So I saw Devil Wears Prada there at I'll find just so you guys get the full picture of. There's actually video of it, but it's on like they had like 7 or 8 like main stages, which were in like tents and stuff. But then they had like a couple of generator stages, they were called, because it's just like in like the middle of like kind of where there's like the campground, and they just had a generator there, and basically you paid. It was like $100 or something like that, because you're basically like paying for the sound guy who's there to run your sound, and then you just play like for whatever, I don't know, 45 minutes, something on your
you get your like
generator stage.
Yep.
But yeah, I saw Devil Wears Prada there because it was like when their first album had just come out, or it was like just about to come out.
Was that Texas is South?
No. It would have been, I don't know. Hang on, let me see if I can find the video. Yeah, because
so notorious bands that were Christian or were considered Christian. Papa Roach was one that is a Christian band.
Or
it was kind of
Dear Love of Beautiful Discord. It was like 2006.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Yeah,
because it was 2006.
Texas is South is just the song. I just never
There's
forget
also,
the breakdown part. It's like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, shing.
So Creed was considered a Christian band, even though
have
they
you
were
seen
not
that Buddy has
Christian
made like
band?
a comeback? Like I see so many little memes with him singing. I don't even know the name of the song.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, they're
My
not
Sacrifice
actually-
or something. Like people will just put it over everything.
Here you go, Brian. It's one of these dealies where it's
Okay.
like about a 10-foot by 10-foot space,
Yeah.
like they're playing in.
Have you ever seen that video of like, I don't even know who they are, but it's some band and they're like in an empty Denny's, and the kid, it's like a breakdown part, and the kid's like, "What the fuck's up, Denny's?" And everyone just starts swinging.
Yeah, I was somewhere around over there. Anyway, my friends. But it was a good time. And my band that I was in at the time also played here. Another day before, day after, or something like that. Fun times.
I used to go to this little tiny event. It was called like Ray's Downtown House of Blues, and I remember seeing Bayside there, and there was like 10 people in the audience, and they had already released that like their first popular album.
Sorry,
What was I saw a couple of like ska bands there as well.
Bayside would be cool. That's one of those bands that I never was able to catch live.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Fun. I feel like it would have been like their sound would have been like nice to hear live.
Yeah, it lent itself real well to like small show. There was also, I saw a band there, Paulson. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I think they were from like Milwaukee area. They were pretty cool. They had like this really weird sound, kind of like electronic.
You know, in Kansas City, there was like this really, really tiny venue, but like saw like a lot of really great shows there just because of the venue was like so small. It was really nice for some of these bands like Fall of Troy saw there, and Portugal the Man. I think this was like Brian's out.
Did he jump off?
Yeah. He said something.
I saw her said bye.
Maybe he got a phone call or something. But yeah, that and shit, there was another band that like after the show they came and stayed at our apartment. Terramelos. Yeah. Did any of you guys know Terramelos? They did like mostly instrumental stuff. But they did have like some singing in some of the songs.
Mogwai kind of.
No. Imagine more. Well, shit. I don't know. It was more chaotic than that.
Okay.
Not as mellow as Mogwai by any means. No, not that kind of instrumental.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like math rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Like very like experimental kind of like math rock, but stuff like that.
I like prog rock.
But yeah,
There's
Terramelos. Pretty cool. Yeah, check out some of their stuff.
There's my double foot extension. It's better.
Where's the feats?
It's better. I don't know how if it's going to be the final iteration, but it's a step in the right direction.
Brian had to turn his video off so he could take a picture of his thing.
No, I had to reload the thing because I had to switch headphones because my other set of headphones died.
And
okay. It wouldn't.
It sounded to us like you said like bye and then just dipped. We were like,
I was like, my headphones died. My sound died.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and they're all the headphones that I have that I keep around the house to use with my computer are just the oldest fucking headphones. So they don't have the longest battery life. That's
I liked Blindside a lot back at that point.
Speaking of Cornerstone, I saw Blindside there 2004, and when it was like nighttime, but it was like over 100 degrees. It was awful.
Oh, God.
Stupid hot, but it was super fun. Yeah,
I guess they were probably around that time. But
I will say, like, as much as I loved them at the time, like going back and listening to it doesn't hold up. Like, there's some songs I like still like go pretty hard, but
there's a lot of stuff like that. I listened to Alkaline Trio. I used to like them quite a bit, like way back in the day, and I heard them now, and I was like, I don't think this is very good.
Yeah.
You know who's like that? I loved Taking Back Sunday. for
Oh, yeah.
a long time, and now I listen to them and I'm like, I don't know if I really like this at all.
You know what? You know what I listened
Maybe
to
like
the other
one
day?
or two songs like that are nostalgic, but other than that,
One I listened to the other day that I hadn't heard in a very long time, probably since I was like really in high school, the Verve Pipe.
yeah,
I don't know
And
that
it
one.
still
Yeah.
slapped.
yeah, I know them.
Photograph? Oh, so good.
The funny thing is that there's things
90s
that
rock.
I didn't like, and it was probably just because it was the thing at the time in that scene to not like it, and now I'll listen to it and I'm like, that's honestly not bad. Like I'm all right with that.
For me, it's kind of like the opposite. I'll find out like there would be bands that like I've heard of for the longest time, and like I had friends that were into them, but like I just never really listened to it. So like I just don't really know what the band sounds like. For example, like for example, what was the band you guys? There was one you guys mentioned like just like a few minutes ago. That was one of those a hardcore band, but
Well, like Papa Roach or like
no, come on. I think it's like A Day to Remember or something like that.
yeah,
I think.
Day to
Oh,
Remember.
Day to Remember.
Or,
Yeah.
That's one of those ones like of course I've heard about them like, all the time,
yeah.
but I couldn't tell you like one song. I don't even if I heard it I wouldn't recognize it.
Plan to bomb the Panhandle,
I've heard of that.
or a plot to bomb the Panhandle.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that actually. I don't remember.
was it like Mr. Highway's Looking for the End? That's the one that has the disrespect your surroundings.
I like the duet one too with the girl. It's a slow
Oh,
song.
yeah.
I can't.
That's a good one too. That's shit. What I was just listening to that earlier today.
That's what's the other? I always liked duets and stuff, or like something that would be outside of the norm. Like,
Well, that's one thing that also makes what is it? Make Them Suffer is their dual lead, and Anchor is really cool too. They have a chick that's just the gnarliest screamer as well as singer. Okay, cool.
Hey, speaking of
I
like,
Set to Kill. I had a girl.
I think it isn't Unbroken Wings also from New York. I want to say that they.
I don't know.
Do you know Unbroken Wings?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they're from though. I have no idea. But that type of music was super popular in like the not necessarily New York, but like the Jersey area, like just outside of New York. Was like a hotbed for a whole bunch of like Thursdays from there, Taking Back Sundays from there.
Like Unbroken Wings is one of those bands that's like what was the other one? You guys, once I describe it, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Throwdown, I think is that right?
Oh,
maybe not, but that like
it's a few.
they dress like they're going to play basketball. They're playing like pretty hardcore music. They look like they're going like to like the neighborhood basketball court afterwards, kind of thing.
Yeah,
one of those. They didn't dress like Thursday, for example. You know, like
they looked that yeah, for sure. What was oh my god, now he looks completely different too. Falling in Reverse, like I remember when they first came out, they were like the most emo looking. Like he had the puffy hair and like it was across the bangs, and now he's kind of a nut. But what was his name? Rodney or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
He kind of like raps now.
yeah, he does like a whole mix, but he also will like if you listen to like the live shit, he'll go through and he'll sing opera. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, no, I like their music, but I just remember like back in the day. Oh, you know what was the name of the band Post Malone was in before he was Post Malone? Like they had a hardcore band, and he looked completely different.
I just seen like
skinny jeans on and everything. Like,
I mean, like you can still see like. I don't listen to like a bunch of his music, but like of the few songs that I've heard, I mean, you can tell like in like some of the lyrics he'll like make reference to stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, you can definitely tell like where he came from in that music scene. But like speaking of like sort of emo stuff, actually, the early November is coming to Orlando in November, and I really, really, really want to go. You ever listened to Early November?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're going to be playing The Room's Too Cold just the full album.
Oh,
So there's that.
That's one of the problems I have a lot now is like, especially some of the bands that continue to make music, and I don't want to listen to like
their newer stuff.
Yeah, like it's really not good. Like, that's actually like what did it for me with Taking Back Sunday. Is I went to go see them not too long ago, and they played like their newest album, which I was like, I don't know a single song. And then he gets to one of the older songs, and he like forgot the words. And I was like,
haven't seen like that much about them, but like, yeah, I saw like some video. It was kind of like a behind the scenes like live video or something like that, where like I just got the sense that the dude was like totally over it.
Yeah.
He's
like I'm
why
not.
are you still doing it then? Like,
I'm not 20 anymore. I'm over this. They played like a backyard show in Jersey though. It looked really cool. Like it's in someone's backyard. It's like maybe 50 people. I was like, that would be cool to I mean, I would see almost anyone that way. I also saw this is like a year or two ago before she like really, I mean, just went crazy. But what's her name? Taylor Swift had Chris Carrabba come and play one of her birthday parties, like play all his match or his not match but romance, his dashboard and stuff. I was like, that's so interesting.
Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really hoping to be able to go. Like that's also like prime early November. Because I wouldn't really mind. I know that they do have like they're also kind of one of those bands that kind of didn't do anything, and like Ascenders was off on his like side project stuff for a while, and they did kind of get back together and mix more music. And I'm sure if I listened to it, I mean that's kind of one of those bands I feel like probably would still be like all right. But I'm glad that it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it is because they're just going to be playing that one album.
Like, Thomas says he can't picture Post Malone the band. Let me see if I can. I don't remember that. It's a band I actually listened to back in the day. I just didn't know that was Post Malone.
Oh, really?
And then found that out like much later.
Let's see. Good night, Mr. Chris Collins. See y'all later. I haven't worked on a mecha kit in well over a year, gentlemen. Doing anything custom or fun or progressing.
Good.
It's nice. It's nice to get back into the swing.
I have no idea.
I can't tell if this is supposed to be sticking out of there or not. It's one of those where like the gate is like on a tiny little part that's like sticking out, so you kind of don't know where the gate ends and the part begins.
Terrible.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong person. Skrillex was in from first to last. Post Malone auditioned for Crown the Empire, but he didn't get in.
He didn't cut the mustard. He was too busy at the post office. Maloney.
That's what I did, like from first to last as well. But
did you the band actually that early November show? They're not headlining. The headlining band is Armor for Sleep, which is another one of those bands that I always heard of, but I never actually listened to their music at all.
Armor for Sleep,
yeah. So like, I was thinking like, I need to actually like listen because they're also doing a set where they're just playing one of their old albums. It's like an anniversary. That's
really cool. I like that idea. It's funny though, like I haven't been to many shows in quite a while, but like I'll see videos and like these, obviously now everyone's like in their mid 30s, if not older, and like they're all just kind of standing there on the sides. Like I just want to listen. I'm not getting in pits. Like it's not gonna happen, man. Like I am not. It's gonna be a problem if someone hits me in the face. Like
there was
it's not
when I was when I was young, right, when I was like the end of high school and getting into college, I went and saw like over the course of a couple of years, went to a couple of different tours that run through, you know, the Midwest tours run through. They hit all the like little towns, they, you know, they hit in the Quad Cities or fucking wherever you're up in Apple River or something like that.
Iowa City.
Or Iowa City, sure, wherever, you know, or even over in Ames. Not necessarily Hilton Coliseum, but the Jack Trice, or no, it's Jack Trice, or Hilton. I guess Hilton too. I think I saw Annie DeFranco in Hilton. Anyhow, see, this is a problem with me talking about shit. Is I got off track for a second there. What was I talking about, guys? Come on. Seriously, I lost my train of thought.
Shows. I'm assuming it was going to be. You said something about being high school, college age, and going there to watch
bands touring the Midwest.
Oh no, yeah, tours coming through and seeing. That's right. I was talking about tours coming through, and fuck, what was it? Man, there's so many fucking stories though. That's the problem with like my brain and the crazy life that I've led. Let's see. Fuck, man. Okay, so we went to this one tour, and it was called the Roar Tour. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It had Sponge in the Rotting Pinata era. It had Bloodhound Gang in their Firewater Burn era. Had this guy, he's around a long time ago. You may not have heard of him, Iggy Pop. He was there.
Wasn't that guy that was in Coffee and Cigarettes?
Yes. He's in several things. He's also in The Crow, City of Angels. And anyhow, yeah, so that show, I was 17 when I went to that thing. And cool things about it. Second stage, there was two bands that were really, really cool. First band was from Orange County, California. It's called Puzzle Gut. They're like a weird like 90s punk band. They were fun. I still have their album. The other band was fucking Seven Dust, before anybody knew who Seven Dust was.
Yeah.
And that was rad. But they had a whole area that was sponsored by Skull, right? Like chewing tobacco.
Oh, okay.
And it was 18
like,
over.
What is that?
Yeah, Skull. Yeah, like dip, you know, or
Okay.
chaw. Yeah, so by Skull, right? 'Cause remember, this is 1996, so
Right.
it was a long fucking time ago. But the whole thing was set up like full of like, they had like the big boxing gloves and the big helmet and the big ring full of air. You could like box, like giant boxing gloves. They had like the Velcro suit and the sticky wall where you could like jump and do like off a trampoline and like land upside down on the sticky wall. They had like all the shit, right? They had the
So basically, it was like
Gladiators,
a blank check, that movie, but
dude, yeah, exactly. It's like basically like blank check. Thank you. Yeah, but like, you know, and all you had to do was have an ID to get in or a bracelet. So I got a bracelet through conversations, and but they had this thing where it was like you put on a harness and you had a bungee cord and you could like race your buddy down these like air-filled channels. So they were like, you know, 4 or 5 foot tall, it's all air-filled, and so there was, you know, obviously cocky, athletic, raced my buddy Dooley, my drummer, and I had already knocked him out of the ring when we were boxing. He like lost his balance and I knocked him, he fell out of the ring. It was hilarious. So I go to race, and I not only do I race him, but I like try to get beyond I'm like literally beyond the channel that you're supposed to run up and then get sprung back because of this thing. The bungee cord is not a thing to fuck with, and I had it at its full length, and eventually I lost my grip and my friction with the ground, and it launched me not just back, but it launched me into the air. I did like backflips, and I ended up with this bungee cord like wrapped between my legs and over my shoulders from flipping around. It really fucked up. It was awesome.
Damn blank check, what a throwback.
Dude, it was fun. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. No, but for real, that is an excellent way to describe it, because that's what it was. It was like, you know, your kid's fun dream, whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, not my kid's fun dream.
No, your kid's got a pool. So.
Yeah, well, no, he's like,
he's fine.
You know, his fun dream now is like Roblox or something. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not a bad thing.
No, but that was like me as a kid dream was to have all that bouncy shit. The gladiator gloves and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, so fun. If you ever get the opportunity to do that, to box your friends with comically oversized boxing gloves and like headgear and shit on.
My
'Cause it, like,
son's
makes your
birthday,
head
we
huge.
went to one of those like trampoline parks, and they had a bunch of that stuff. And my wife was like, "You're not gonna jump?" I'm like, I'm gonna blow out my ACL. Like, it's not gonna be funny.
Yeah, no, you're not. Yeah,
or I'm gonna elbow some 5-year-old in the head, and I'm gonna feel terrible for the rest of the day. No, I'm
Word.
good. Just let the kids jump.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. No, today actually I felt it in my knees. Skating today.
Yeah.
think
Well,
the
like a
weather's
couple
changing.
of my friends, and especially friends with kids, came. So like a bunch of dads that are in their 30s and 40s. I'm like, well, what's going to happen is one of us is going to get overexcited and go flying into
Oh.
another one,
Oh,
or
yeah.
we're going to both
yeah.
hit like the trampoline on the down compression, and there goes
Oh, no.
somebody's kneecap, like
Yep.
or hip.
Yep.
I was like, no, I'm good. I'll stay out of the kids trampoline park. We're good.
Yeah, they got one of those. Actually, over here, right by the liquor store.
That's a good place for it.
Yeah.
Let's get
They
it up on some natty light and go do some jumping.
No, and coincidentally enough, there's like a medical center right there too. There's like there's a strip mall. It has like bargain, whatever the fuck it is, wine liquor spot. Then there's like a nail joint, and then there's a Crown Fried Chicken, and then there's a hospital on the other end. And if you walk up a set of stairs, that is where the building is with the fucking bouncy house.
Yeah, it's like one-stop shop.
Yeah, man. That's all you need. Drop the kids
liquored
off,
up,
fried chicken,
have some fried
exactly.
chicken.
Yep, exactly. Wife
Go
can get her
jumping.
nails did.
And end up in the hospital.
Yep. Get your sprains and your blown ACL attended to.
Yeah.
Oh man. Torn meniscus.
All of it.
Really. All of it. All of the injuries. Thank you. No, actually I bailed when was that? It was around my birthday, I think it was. I bailed in July or shortly thereafter in August. I was setting up a new skateboard because I had gotten trapped and this whole thing and I lost the skateboard. So I was setting up a new ride and it was not right. And you know me, I can never leave well enough alone. So I had to like change the wheelbase and do a bunch of other crazy shit to it, like cut parts of it off and change the shape of it and all that stuff. So I was testing it, but I didn't add wheel wells to where I'd moved the truck to. So it's like wheel bite central.
Yeah.
And I had some good speed. It was like a good little roll, and I just got some good carbs. I got a little bit of momentum in it because the board has bamboo on it. And I got wheel bite, and it fucking launched me. I was like 5 feet in the air, horizontal. It was not a comfortable place to be in at my age. Like, if you can claw and kick at the air uncontrollably, just like, oh, this is gonna be bad. I slammed pretty hard. Fucked my leg up. Just luckily it just scrapes and bruises, but and hurt pride. It was July because it was right around when I stopped drinking. I didn't drink before it. I definitely drank after I crashed though. I hit the ground, I walked inside, I covered up my bloody wounds, and I drove to the liquor store and I got like a 15 pack and a bottle of bourbon.
You have like an airplane moment.
What do you mean?
Picked a hell of a day to stop drinking.
Oh yeah. I didn't know. No, that was that led to part of the bender that just made me decide that I didn't need to be drinking as much as I was drinking.
I love how it gets progressively worse throughout the movie. Picked a hell of a day to stop smoking. Where does he go with the next one?
I haven't seen that movie in so freaking long.
Same.
I was just watching something where it referenced it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a YouTube video where it got referenced, and I hadn't even thought about that movie in so long.
What about the Kentucky Fried Movie? You ever see that one?
Kentucky Fried Movie?
Yep. Same kind of like shit as
slapstick.
Yeah. Yep.
A
Yeah.
spoof movie.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like a spoof of spoofs. It's like a lot of it plays on like movie trailers and like little skit kind of things. It's less like a ongoing story. Like Airplane actually tells a riveting story.
It's kind of like how they say like how porn used to have like a story.
Yeah, yeah,
Same thing like
exactly.
with the spoof comedy movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Pornhub.
Like, interestingly, for me, I didn't see Airplane until like after I had already seen like a bunch of other like Leslie Nielsen movies. That
Yep.
the one that I saw first before seeing any of the other ones was actually Wrongfully Accused. Which have you guys seen that one?
Yes.
I think I have.
It's a spoof of The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which I love that movie. I still have a soft spot. I still reference that movie all the time. Like it's still like to my kids too. Of course, I have like no idea, but like especially like the most common one probably, and it's like great for dad jokes too because like there's a bit like where they're in the bus and like the bus gets hit by a train, like rolls down the hill, and like he gets up and he's got like a trash can stuck on his head. It's like I can't see. Guys, like take the wastebasket off your head. So he takes it off, and there's a smaller, like Matryoshka style, a smaller one on.
Yeah.
It's like
I remember
still
that.
can't see. It's like take the other one off. It's like my kids, if they're like playing or something, and they're like put something over their face or something, like I can't see. I'll like take the wastebasket off your head.
Very nice.
Classics.
I saw like the third, I think it's the third Naked Gun movie when I was like a 10 or 12, somewhere in that range. And I think that was the first time I saw it. Actually, the first time I saw Leslie Nielsen was probably in Surf Ninjas.
What? Wild.
He was the bad guy in that. But
Have you guys
know his
I know
comedic
Brian
prowess.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet, baby.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet. You knew where I was going with that.
Of course. I was just
Yeah.
waiting.
Yes.
I was just waiting to bring it up.
Leslie
It's
Nielsen.
such a good movie, man.
It
People that
is.
haven't seen that, check that movie out. It is
Yeah.
good.
I feel like I always recommend it to people, and I don't think anybody ever watches
It's
it.
actually really freaking good for the time and everything. It's like so. Oh man, it's and I love. I love that. I watch that movie all the time.
So I feel like if somebody actually, like if I recommended it to someone and they actually watched it, they would come back and be like, man, that was good. But like no one's ever come back and told me like, hey, that was really good. So
Dude,
I'm like,
it's so
they
good.
must not have watched it.
I have that ridiculous UFO model from it too, like original wrapping and all that shit.
I remember when you got
$100.
that. Did you do like live stream or something, or were you was it in the group chat where you like
it was
put
in
up
the
a
group
video
chat.
when you were like looking to buy it?
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah.
I slipped a few videos into. I don't know if it was in the back room or if it was in. I think it was in the back room at that point. Back room was live.
That's probably
Otherwise, it would have been Alex's. One or
Deuce,
the other.
Discord.
Yeah, Mr. Deduce. Can't remember though. It's a good question. Yeah, I do that a lot with stuff. Or whenever I'm at Caboose, I'll run through and do like pans of what's in the store.
Really hoping that I don't know, Max Factor or something will make like or Wave, or I don't know, somebody will make a new Robbie the Robot model kit.
Dude, there needs to be an update. There's so much cool technology that they could use right now to make such a really fun like model. It'd be great, man.
It would be really cool.
Yeah, I got that. What is that one? It's like a battle. No, not Battle Chasers. That's a comic book. Star Blazers, little robot guy that's kind of like Rob. He's like red, and it's got like some gimmicks and shit. I just found it the other day when I was looking through my other stuff. It's in the other room under my bed, but fun little kit. Really cool. Has that same kind of style, like a weird big head and like chibi little arms and little chibi legs, and yeah, it's a fun kit. I like it. It is late though, right? Yeah, it's almost we're getting close to midnight. Let's wrap this thing up.
Watch that.
Yeah,
I'll watch it in a minute.
Nice.
This does that, man. Like so last week we were talking about the Star Wars prequels, and last weekend I watched them. I was like, man, I haven't seen these in a while. I'm gonna have to watch them now.
We were talking about too, like I was saying that I was rewatching Andor, and then after that I wanted to watch Clone Wars so that I can watch Ahsoka. And I started watching, maybe it was because like I started watching it kind of late, and after I was already just kind of like really sleepy. But I watched like the first couple episodes of Clone Wars, and I'm like, it's not really good. I'm kind of like done watching this. But I'm gonna try to stick with it and like watch some more of it. But at least for the first couple episodes, it was like, not really.
Oh, it's rough. Yeah, at the beginning it is rough.
I looked it up. after I was done watching the prequels, I was like, because I didn't know how many episodes were in each season. Like I didn't know if it was like that Disney shit where it's like 50 episodes a season, or whether it was reasonable. It isn't. It's like 10 or 12 per season, so it's not that bad. But I think I'm gonna try to find something like on YouTube, like what I need to know type thing.
Well, didn't they say Rebels is what you should watch if you really before you watch Ahsoka? Isn't Rebels what you? I don't know. I heard that somewhere.
I thought it was Clone Wars, because that's when you see Ahsoka with Anakin, which is really the important stuff.
Gotcha.
But I had to look up when I first started, like when I was first looking at it, I saw like there was the Clone Wars series and there's the Clone Wars movie, so I had to get on my phone and looking up, okay, which one you're supposed to watch first, the movie or the series.
Yes, Rebels.
Says yes, Rebels.
But I'm gonna try to watch some more of it. It just like feels very much like a Saturday morning cartoon show that hasn't really aged all that well.
Oh yeah, it absolutely. The beginning of it is totally. It's like some of those
tried to watch
Airbender.
Beast Wars, like because we were talking about it one time. No, I loved that when I was a kid, but I was watching it the other day, and that's what I was thinking about. I was like, man, this is Saturday morning cartoons, like.
But it has aged well.
Look at the CGI.
I mean, yeah. The CGI, no, but I mean, like, it's still like such a good show. I love Beast Wars.
I loved it when I was a kid, but
and it has its value. It's like MS Igloo, you know. It's dated. It has that like '90s era vibe to it, or like early 2000s era kind of like animation vibe to it.
Like PS1.
Yeah, right? Yeah, like cutscenes vibe going on. I fucking love that, man. It's so good.
Polygons.
All right.
I've rewatched Beast Wars. Sorry, I know, Brian. I'm just gonna say I've rewatched Beast Wars like a few times as an adult, and I still enjoy it.
Yeah,
there are parts of it that are good. I mean, the writing is good, and like the acting is good, but it is like the what was that? Oh man, with Enzo and the fucking games. Shit. Reboot style, reboot era CG. Oh man, what a great show. All right. Let's see. Anything you guys want to plug before we close this thing out? For the people that are still watching, Zach is going to be building tomorrow in the afternoon. Check him out.
Yes. Epian.
Paul's going to be watering.
He's going to be opening the box for the new Master Grade Atlas, just fresh in. So
yeah, we're going to take a look at the new teaser images.
Yeah. Dude, MG Act Guy, when? Thunderbolt Act Guy. I saw some pictures
on
way
Tubi.
back.
Oh, shit. I'll have to check that out.
Julius hit me with a DM. I want to start this conversation so that I know exactly which parts we need to make, because I know you sent me a bunch and I only need to make a few molds. So we'll talk. And yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Next week. Bye. Don't have outro music. So